Schmoedown fans and Schmoevillians, Schmoedown rocks. And this past week was the semifinals for the Anarchy Ultimate Schmoedown Anarchy Team Tournament. And first we had this week was the one match that kind of did become, as Mark and Draco put eloquently, frustrating. That one was frustrating for me. Mainly because I am a little bitter. Yeah, I had the kind of ridiculous, but not really. Can you blame me notion of Wildberries possibly making it, surprising us all and winning this whole thing. And yeah, Evil Geniuses beat him, and I'm like, whatever. And then the whole thing with what happened with the JTE's scooter accident kept him out of commission to the Schmoedown, at least. Not from keeping him from at least having a job with Shrine Junkies, luckily. But yeah, and as a result, poor Lon needed a partner, and he wound up getting his brother Jonathan. And of course, the result also going from Evil Geniuses to becoming pretty well the Harris brothers. Yeah, I was kind of bummed, but yet that factor between Lon and John being the new factor, he worked. Of course he was going to gel well. They were brothers. It was going to happen that way, but it just kind of bummed me that because of him becoming this unknown factor and their chemistry was going to, like, snowball out all these other competitors I would have rather seen take it on that side of the bracket, I believe the right side of the bracket. And technically, even though the team that Christian technically wanted didn't actually happen, it was half of that part of the team still made it over through this whole thing. But it bothers me because Odd Couple didn't make it through. And it was mostly because of a rough round 2. I think they had opponent's choice. Yeah, and they were given, I don't even remember the category, but it didn't go over as well. They managed to barely make it enough to at least through their third round, enough to at least force the Harris brothers to answer their 2 and 3 pointers, in which they successfully did, enough to win the whole thing. It was such a bummer, and it was seemingly sort of neck and neck, or seemed close, at least with the From one. Or I may be seeing something different than anyone else, but yeah, that bummed me out, man. Because I was hoping at least after the Take the Cannoli thing, because that was even the bigger upset of that round 2 for me. That bummed me out. I wish they would have fixed that, but I wish that would have. I don't know. But I'm just hoping at least Take the Cannoli and Odd Couple will be the teams that, for moving forward from Anarchy on that side of the bracket. Besides obviously Wildberries we all know Wildberries is gonna continue, was going to continue onwards, so I'm happy with that at least. I'm happier with knowing that at least after this Harris Brothers thing. But as far as I'm concerned, the team, we already have our finals set up. They are going to finals on that. They won that side of the bracket in the semifinals. Now it's on the better side of the bracket, and the teams that mattered or proved themselves far more worthy as far as I was concerned, and that was Who's the Boss. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Who's the Boss in Corruption. And seriously, Cal, come on. I mean, it worked for you in that round 1, but man, despite the statistics, I thought Chance did better, and Stance was carrying your ass. Seriously, come on, man. And even the post interviews, both were kind of interesting in their own right. Corruptions was kind of creepy, though. I will say both, I forgot to mention, this time we had storyline shit happening with promos and stuff in both matches. One being us finally figuring out that, which I didn't even figure out until Christian said something. Most people didn't figure out who the hell it was. In the footage. Well, did start basically showing Riley footage that it wasn't Ben who kidnapped the dog, putting him in better faith with him, and definitely helping move forward in their matchup against Corruption, which was even more ironic, the fact that it was Corruption. I didn't even know until like a State of Union thing on Patreon. Although for those of you who didn't figure it out, everyone else found out through just Christian just saying something in the pre-game stats thing they do. Tail of the tape, yeah. So, to me, I was kind of like, I mean, I say against an army, by the way, but, you know, I'm also kind of part hashtag production. So, to me, as far as I was concerned, anyone who won this match is taking it all. Please, for the love of God, take it all. Avenge my wildberries. And take the cannoli. And a couple. The teams that probably were hoping on that side of the bracket would wind up winning that side of the bracket. That if not wildberries. Please. Please. Please, who's the boss? It's for Action Army. And even now I'm kind of part of the Horsemen, I guess. I had to be after the last vid. Or more Outlaw Nation, really. But still. We had to share hat, too. I mean, that's another thing. But anyway, Action Army, this is for us. And if it's kind of for Horsemen, I guess, because of Riley. But, you know, here nor there. Plus, they both like shades, so, you know. Even though I have better shades, I've had better shades than these in my life. But anyway, well, these will do. These will do. Ha ha! So, as far as I'm concerned, who the boss? Making it past Corruption. I was expecting this match to be at least good. Would have liked it to have been just about as good as as Corruption Founding Fathers match was. My God, that was great. From round 2, but I figured this of the semifinals was going to be the better match. For sure. Despite, you know, as far as I was concerned, Cal kind of picked up here and there. Even though I feel like after what happened with the 2 repeats on the 1 question, I mean, they didn't even use any in the 5 round. I feel like they probably should have. They might have, with that, they might have had a little bit more of a chance in beating Who's the Boss, but nah. Who's the Boss had such a great round 2, despite having to go to one multiple choice, which docked them to 1 point, of course. They did well enough that it became, and with, I think, them getting Spinner's Choice as well. Well, no, actually, they didn't get Spinner's Choice. They almost would have wound up with movie release dates, but they had to spin away because Ben would have taken that. And instead, Ben would have taken that and would have taken him out with it. And, of course, they knew better than to have that happen, so. Of course, they wound up getting, I forgot what they wound up getting, actually, but they didn't do too well with what they got, so. Oh, well. Shame for Corruption. And turns out, speaking of that whole ordeal, finally we're kind of sort of done with the whole thing with Thad Puppet thing storyline. Though I do see that after this we can finally hopefully figure out what's in the envelope. Eventually we'll figure out what's going on with that. I don't know if they're going to just say that for Spectacular 3 come December, Christmas time. Hopefully it'll be a good Christmas present. We'll see what happens. We're going to definitely hopefully get another season. Season 7, I believe we're getting, is the number. Technically, you have a first and second season for the Ultimate Schmoedown stuff that happened during the Schmoedown show. But anyway, I really enjoyed this. And I'm really, overall, it was all right. I don't know. I think we're getting the finals match this week. I don't know if it's tomorrow. Don't know if it's Friday. Don't know if we're just gonna say screw it and start up with the. I guess we're getting the finals match, and then we're getting Harris versus Makuga. Hopefully Makuga can make it up to us for what happened with Wildberry's loss against Evil Geniuses. Which is why it kind of also peeves me off that the Harris brothers thing had to move forward. I mean, I get it. Lon didn't have to get screwed out of this whole ordeal, but he didn't have to screw the rest of us over in the process. And it'll be a big screw over as far as I'm concerned if they wind up winning it. Not saying he himself doesn't deserve it. And yeah, them two are kind of proving themselves more as villains, so to speak, in their own right, I guess. Or at least villains in a better sense than what we got out of far better than the Kingsmen, which I guess are no longer Kingsmen. I don't know what's going on with that. Either that storyline, them trying to go face turn was just, I don't know, man. Javon seems like a good dude, but you know, just I don't know about that. That's why I was kind of like the way they went with that storyline was like I wasn't feeling it. Corruption, get them out of here. Get them out of here. That's why I was so worried with that matchup. It's like, yeesh. But Founding Fathers match, them proving themselves on that was amazing. I didn't mind which team moved forward in that match, especially the way that match played out. And this one was another one of those matches, maybe not nearly as well as the Founding Fathers match or the Take the Cannolis, Self-Righteous Brothers matchup. Those were great. Probably the best match. Those are definitely the better matchups. Hopefully this finals match will be good between Harris Brothers and Who's the Boss. Hopefully Who's the Boss. And if not, I'll be happy at least if Who's the Boss take it. But I would love it to be a very well-earned win on that end, especially given Finn sucks managing, and the fact more so that just Ben and Riley are great players. We're already great players in their own right. Not to mention, it would be interesting to see Riley and Clark now on different sides of the table. Well, probably on the same side in round one, which would be funny in its own right. So that's part of the reason why I want that to happen, but also because hashtag Action Army primarily, just, you know, Bateman finally getting the belt. You know, something like that would be nice. Or at least them getting this damn close would be good. So that'll just make Spectacular 3 all the more interesting. I think that's what most people prefer, because Harris Brothers, I don't know about that one. That one just, meh. I don't mind Harris Brothers moving forward if we have to, even though I would like to see Evil Geniuses keep going at some point. Down the line, kind of, sort of. Or at least I would have liked to have seen what it would have developed in, if not for the whole thing what happened with JTE, but even though I kind of didn't want it to move forward because of Wildberries, but I'm just kind of a sad berry from it now, but I'm just, at this point, who the balls are taking it. As far as I'm concerned, when that finals happens, you don't have to quote me on that, but let's hope we get a good match, regardless, at least. I still would prefer, I suppose, regardless. What did you guys think of it? Leave a comment below, let me know. As always, and chance is good. Looking forward to your singles, by the way. Kind of not surprised with Ken getting pushed in, and some people probably were not available. And let's face it, Ken versus Damon would be probably a more interesting matchup, given what had happened with the Iron Man match we got for Star Wars during last year's Spectacular. I think hopefully we get that kind of level for Ken going up against Damon. But yeah, overall, I enjoy this. I'm happy. I'm hoping things work out. I'm gonna have to, as founding badge member for Mara fan page, I have to, sorry Cal, but I have to stick with Mara on this one. Even though more people will think Kalinowski's going to get it, and you just have the bad luck of the draw in his last match. But overall, I'm enjoying this. What did you guys think of the matches? Leave a comment below. Let me know. As always, guys, keep it random, keep it real, keep it rocking. If you smell what the movie trivia Schmoedown is cooking.